We have Marwan from Matrox. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing great. I love the stuff that Matrox does and has. This is one of the products that I don't know about yet, but I'm starting to learn about, and I'm excited. So let's talk about Origin.
All right. So we announced Matrox Origin this NAB, and we're really, really excited about it because we have a lot of products at Matrox, but this product line we've been focusing on developers, and we know that the broadcast space is transitioning to the cloud. Like many other industries, we're all going to the cloud, and the cloud has tremendous capability and brings us lots of opportunity for growth, for different business models, for trying things fast, for agility, reliability, all this great stuff that you could see from AWS and others, how much innovation is happening in the cloud. So what we believe is that we need to leverage that capability to start producing video on these types of platforms. Now, we firmly believe that the destination is the cloud, and how and when people do it, it's just a question of time, and everybody's on a journey. And along that path, what we want to do is start investing and promoting in technologies that lead us to our destination, being the cloud. But everybody has their own time frame or their own journey, and we respect that. So what we're presenting here is a software infrastructure. So if we take a step back and say, well, let's look at computers, generic compute devices, and make these into media processing workhorses. How do we do that? Well, what we need generic...
As in like render nodes, or not really?
Well, render nodes in the sense, yes, but we have a real-time constraint of live inputs and live outputs coming out. And what we want to do is make this type of infrastructure as good, if not better, and we believe better, once we enable it with a framework like Matrox Origin. Because what we're doing is we're making this generic compute devices media aware, but we're making it media aware while letting it run and execute the way it was meant to run, which is as fast as possible, like email, like any other HPC workload. There's nothing. I mean, we know as a media industry that we're really special, but our needs are not that much different than all the other industries. And what we need to do is create systems and technologies that leverage all the innovations that are happening all over and bring that into media and entertainment. And that's what we're trying to do over here, with a development framework for people to participate in and create these workflows.
Well, the thought about developer framework to do remote production is, well, it's very flexible. All of a sudden, there's this elasticity to the situation. You know, it's like awesome. But awesome. Hey, let's talk about some of your other stuff that you have. I know it's a little weird. We're going to be walking over here, but let's just go ahead and walk to the other booth.
Sure.
So the next thing you want to chat about, is it the KVM or the Remy production stuff? So let's talk about. Oh, got it. Okay. So we're going to talk about. Do you know Edge?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's go to Edge real quick.
I'll visit this.
So, and I understand Edge mostly. So Edge, will transport video over SRT into. Oh, hey, how's it going? How you doing? We're live. Hey, Dan. Long time no see. It's all about running into people you know.
2 days ago we saw each other. We knew we'd bunch each other. I'm glad you're here.
Great. You're live on NABShow.com right now. The Edge device. I learned about it 3-4 years ago. It doesn't make it an old product. It's only getting better. It's amazing, the remote production capabilities. I know that it does SRT. Maybe it does something else too that I don't know, but let's just chat about the Edge. Sure. It's awesome.
Yeah. Great. So we got 3 different models: quad channel encoder, quad channel decoder, and a bi-directional encoder decoder. So we can go, as the name implies, a Remy encoder is to bring your productions in-house by keeping your camera crew out in the field. So with the newest edition with the single channel encoder decoder, it adds the ability to put a return feed out to your camera, your operators out in the field to see what you're doing back in studio with the 4 channels you're sending back. Latency is really low. Depending on how far you are geographically from the location. 100 to 500 milliseconds if you're going across countries. 100 milliseconds if you're really local. SRT is still great protocol to correct for all those packet losses if you're going over the open internet. But then we put little things like tally and talkback directly on the device, so you can get signals out into the field, your tally signals out into the field to tell the camera operators who's online, who's live, and then you want to add a intercom system, gangline system to talk independent of your program streams.
It's wild. I mean, it's not about just sending the video out. You're also you have comms. You've got your tally for your camera. It's lighting up. It's crazy.
It's a REMI encoder. Of course, it can be a traditional contribution encoder, but REMI's been quite hot, particularly since the pandemic, and we're really happy we're able to help guys in the field.
Well, the thought that you can just do this over IP, it's just wild. We just had a message from Henry O in New York City. I just want to share that. He said, the NAB show is awesome. I love seeing the future technology, and hey, look, Matrox has all sorts of stuff that they're cutting edge, and it's great technology. And maybe he meant you guys, I'm not sure, but you guys have great stuff. Let's just show the edge real quick so people can actually see it, almost like they're touching and feeling it here at NAB show, but here it is right here.
There's the front of it.
Amazing piece of equipment.
And back, of course, there's even Genlock capabilities. You can integrate into a studio with Genlock, 4 channels of SDI, tally, talkback capability, a couple of RJ45s, and we'll do independent and independent control as well as media on the other port. So really something packs quite a punch. One little device like this.
My apologies, I had the mic away from you. Just my ADD moment here for the day. Just been walking the floor,
And then we're just working with here. We're also showcasing how we're working with a cloud partner. So sometimes you're just going over the open internet. Sometimes we want to have a dashboard that's integrated in the cloud. And Global M here is seeing how they can use.
Wait, that talks to the edge?
Talks to the edge. So you have a full dashboard of edge devices, of SRT streams up in the cloud, down from the cloud. They don't only work with edge; they'll work with any SRT, encoders and decoders. And we're a big happy family, So we don't mind working with partners like Convert IP, like Global M, where they'll take our encoders and there'll be some other third-party SRT decoder, and they're going ahead and routing the streams through the cloud from one to the next, from one device to the next.
Let me just ask you, and we're going to toss this to Paul in just a second, Paul Richards. So, all right, so let's just think about NAB Show Live. How we would run the stage between Central and North before. So if you have one of these devices, you have 4 SDIs, you've got 4 cameras, there's embedded audio, I assume, inside of that. It's going back to, say, Fort Lauderdale. We're receiving the feed. It's coming back out SDI, goes into our switch, I assume, on the receiver. And then are all 4, it's probably a stupid question, are they in sync?
Of course. In fact, that's these 4 channels, but we can go further than that. It's easy to synchronize devices on a single device. Say you had an 8-camera shoot. Okay. You can put 2 encoders. We can designate a leader and a follower, and then ensure that all 8 of those devices, all 8 of those streams have perfect sync, so that when they get back to your studio and you decode them, you genlock your decoder outputs. You can ensure that all SDI 4 or all 8 SDI outputs into your vision mixer are in perfect sync. So absolutely, synchronization, audio, video, synchronization between video channels, low latency, genlockability, all important things for remote productions.
Awesome. All right, and I forgot one thing. We've got Convert IP to chat about next, and we'll just do that real quick. Sorry, Paul, we'll be with you in just a second here. Convert IP with Dan here.
So Convert IP, it's our newest line of converters, 2110 to SDI, 2110 to HDMI conversion. So a lot of broadcasts happening here, moving from SDI routing to 2110 routing. So that's the uncompressed video over IP standard. That's been only growing in popularity over the last few years. And now, if you're at 2110 network, you want to be able to take some of those signals and easily put them up onto inexpensive HDMI monitors. That's what these, or SDI monitors, that's what these devices do. So Convert IP it's got what we call redundancy, so that's the -7, 2022-7 redundancy. So if you have 2 separate networks, one network goes down, you don't miss a beat. It's glitch-free when the network goes down. We have independent control network, and that control network happens to be a PoE powered, so you don't have to put the power brick if you don't need it. Fanless, so noiseless in a studio. You won't hear these things running. If you had 15 of these with fans, it'd really be quite loud. Fit very nicely behind the monitor. These things really do not get hot. I mean, and again, full 4K capability, and on the SDI version, it's got 12G SDI. These are both can be transmitters, and but in the broadcast space, we think as SDI 2110 to HDMI receivers. Those are where there's a real need for the market today.
Wow, and the cool thing is you guys are simplifying 2110, essentially, so somebody doesn't really necessarily need to know all the bells, like what's exactly going on, and you're inputting stuff and you're outputting stuff, and you're in SMPTE 2110.
Our Matrox has a long pedigree of developing 2110 technology on the OEM side. A lot of the big manufacturers here use our technology under the hood, and these are really easy to use peripherals in the core application would be running big, large vision mixers, but you need to run monitors. More monitors, the better, generally in a broadcast space. That's what this is. These are great for. And then we also say ultimately that some of this stuff is 2110 is moving into the live event space, not only core broadcast, but in studios like SoFi Stadium in LA. I mean, that's all 2110. A lot of monitors going up there, but you don't want to put a dedicated 2110 monitor, just a cheap HDMI monitor. One of these things, you're good to go.
All right, Dan Maloney, MatroxVideo. Thank you so much. Congratulations on a great NAB show. It's the centennial,